everyone, my name is Shweta Pathania and I'm an intern at ubAdvocate. So today I'm going to discuss about the Union Judiciary. Union Judiciary, starting with Article 124, which mentions that originally the Supreme Court will consist of the Chief Justice of India and not less than 30 other judges, but presently we have 34 judges. Then the appointment of the judges of Supreme Court is done by the President, as it is mentioned in the Constitution. But we need to understand the collegium system as well. Collegium system is not mentioned under the Constitution, but for this we can refer to three most important cases, which are known as the first, second and third judges case. First judge case, SP Gupta versus Union of India. So in this case, consultation word was interpreted. Then the second judge's case was the Supreme Court Advocate on Record versus Union of India, the birth of collegium system. Then the third is in re special reference, that is the collegium system will consist of the four senior most judges. So as per the collegium system, the appointment and the transfer of the judges of Supreme Court will be done by the President in consultation with the Chief Justice of India and the collegium of four senior most judges of the Supreme Court. Then talking about the removal, he is removed by the President and grounds is incapacity and misbehavior. When he is removed on these two grounds, it has to be passed by 2/3 majority of the members present and voting in the parliament. Right. Then the oath. He takes oath before the President or any other person appointed on their behalf. Then talking about the appointment of the acting Chief Justice, so it is done by the President. Then the appointment of the ad hoc judges, it is done with the consultation of the Chief Justice of High Court. Now, Supreme Court is known as the Court of Record and it is mentioned under Article 129. Then 130 says about the seat of the Supreme Court. So it can be seated on Delhi or any other places as the Chief Justice of India with the advice of the President may decide. Now, talking about the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. So it's mentioned under Article 131, that is the original jurisdiction. Then 132 deals about the appeal in the constitutional matters. Right. 133 is civil cases, that is the certificate of High Court is required for civil cases. Then 134 is criminal case, which means that certificate of High Court is not required. Article 134A, which mentioned that High Court certificate is required. राइट एंड हाई कोर्ट ये सर्टिफिकेट देता है ऑन इट्स ओन मोशन या फिर एक ओरल एप्लीकेशन एक एप्लीकेंट के थ्रू सबमिट की जाती है तब. Then we talk about 136, which mention that special leave by Supreme Court and any degree judgment order special leave के अंदर जो होंगे वो अप्लाई नहीं करेंगे आर्म फोर्सेस पे. 137 बात करता है जुडिशियल रिव्यू की सुप्रीम कोर्ट के. Now, the transfer of cases by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court can transfer the cases which are in which the substantial question of law of journal important arises. 140 बात करता है ancillary power of सुप्रीम कोर्ट की. देन 141 बात करता है कि लॉ मेड बाय सुप्रीम कोर्ट एप्लीकेबल होगा सभी कोर्ट और सभी ट्रिब्यूनल्स में विद इन द टेरिटरी ऑफ इंडिया. देन आर्टिकल 142, सुप्रीम कोर्ट शैल मेक एनी ऑर्डर और डिग्री रिलेटिंग टू discovery of any documents, contempt of court or the securing attendance of any person. Then 143 हमारी जो बात करता है वो है एडवाइजरी जुडिक्शन ऑफ सुप्रीम कोर्ट, दैट इज़ द प्रेसिडेंट अप्रोच कर सकता है सुप्रीम कोर्ट के पास जब एक क्वेश्चन आता है लॉ या फैक्ट का जो रिलेटेड होता है पब्लिक इंपॉर्टेंस से, एंड सुप्रीम कोर्ट बाउंड नहीं होता है प्रेसिडेंट को इसमें आंसर देने के लिए. देन 145 रूल ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट. रूल ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट बनाए जाते हैं बाय द सुप्रीम कोर्ट बट with the approval of the president. And when last we talk about the salaries and other allowances of the Supreme Court judges, so they are charged from the consolidated fund of India. Thank you.